I am back, I am back, I am back. And there are people who do great things for the city of Detroit. And if you called, I just realized I don't have my phone up here. So I didn't get a chance to answer any calls. So I would like my phone if I get a chance to bring it before it's over. Because this lady here, and I wanted you to ask the young men some questions, but I hope I asked you all some questions. If people wanted to get in touch, let me kind of ask them, how would they get in touch with you?
Uh, www.sagamktg.com. KTG.com.
www.sagamktg.com. And that
Marketing.
MKTG means marketing. I keep up, guys. These young people do that. I do. Well, it is my pleasure to introduce Lavonne Bannister Jackson to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
And you're an attorney, right?
I am.
Okay, but we're going to get to what you're doing in just a moment. Um, are you from Detroit
I
originally?
sure am. Born, raised in Detroit all my life.
Where'd you go to school? What side? West side? East side?
West Side. Yeah.
Okay.
Went to Cooley High School.
Kool-Aid,
Cooley,
Kool-Aid,
yeah.
Kool-Aid High.
Then went to Wayne State University, and then I went to Detroit College of Law. So I am truly a Detroiter.
What is your discipline in law?
I have a general practice. The bulk of my practice is family law. That means that I do divorces, child support, custody. That's the bulk of my practice.
Trusts and stuff like that?
Some will, some probate, some trust, yes.
Oh, that's great. How long have you been practicing?
Whew. Well,
Oh,
probably
she's like, oh.
probably longer than these young men that are old, but I've been practicing about 28 years.
Oh, about 28 years. That's, you don't even look like you, well, anyway, good
Thank
black,
you.
good, you know.
Good genes.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I say. That's what I say. So, Levon, why don't you tell the audience what you're preparing to do, what you've started to do right now?
Well, what I'm preparing to do is I have adopted a Detroit school, Burden International Academy.
Where is that located?
It's in Detroit on the west side of Detroit, and I don't remember the actual address of the school.
Is it on Wyoming? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we're just,
oh, Rosa Parks and MLK
yes, that's it.
area,
Yes,
right?
thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're just getting started into this, and I meet with the school sometime next week. But the idea is I want to give back. I want to give back to Detroit. And the best way I feel to give back is to start with people that are going to make an impact on all of our lives in the future, and that would be our young people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, what have you started out doing? And then we're going to talk about what you want to do,
Okay.
continue to do.
Giving them backpacks, giving them school supplies so that when they go to school, if they don't have the things from the home, they'll have them when they get to school. Composition notebooks, flash drives, pencils, backpacks, things of that nature.
Okay.
Okay.
And where do you want to take, you want to take it beyond that because I know you do.
Yeah,
Because we know they get those school supplies and
yeah, and I definitely want
do
to take it
you
beyond that.
remember this? I'm gonna say this. Do you remember uh, when we started school, or you're younger than I am, but I remember we get our school supplies. Our parents bought our school supplies,
Yes,
and we'd be so excited about having a pencil case.
right.
I think that pencil case.
A pencil case, a
I,
new notebook.
yeah, I opened and closed that pencil case about 50 times a day,
I
man. I just
remember.
thought that was the bomb. And then when I grew up a little more and got a loose leaf binder,
Yeah,
oh,
that was major.
you couldn't tell me. I couldn't put paper in. But so many children, I don't know when it turned where so many children had to get this given to them, give
Right.
these things, because people do give these affairs early in the school year where they give out the backpacks and stuff.
Right. And even though a lot of people give them out early during the school year, you'd be surprised that there are still a lot of kids that don't have these supplies.
I am not surprised. I am not surprised. So where do you want this to go from here?
Well, where I wanted to go from here is basically back to my roots. In my home, we had music. My grandmother played the organ. My father was a drummer. He was a percussionist. And
Was he professional?
no, off and on, he basically did it on the side, and he taught us. He taught my sister. She played the flute for a period of time, and I had to learn the piano. So I do believe that music gives you structure. So my goal is to put music back in the schools and provide children with the things that they need. Instruments. The first thing that I want to do is give drums or instruments to the schools. Burton International actually needs risers. They need choir robes, things of that nature. So my long-term goal is to in fact give that to them.
Talk about the importance of the arts. I talk about it a lot on here. But I want you, as a person who isn't necessarily an educator in the ilk of schools, but you've been out there. What do you think the importance of the arts are?
The importance of the arts, I believe, it basically gives you a look at the other side. It exposes you to so many different things, and I think that is very, very important. It also gives you structure. It makes you focus, and once you focus, that leads into other things, into other parts of your life. So,
Do you have children?
no, I don't. I have I have two nieces and a nephew. Yeah.
And are they here, live here?
No, they don't. One lives in Florida, the other lives in South Carolina, and the
What
other
part of
doesn't.
South Carolina? That's the land of my birth.
Is it really?
Yes.
To be quite honest, I don't remember the city that she lives in, but she's in school there, so
Oh,
yeah.
she's in college
She's
there?
yes,
Oh, okay. There's
yeah,
a
she's
lot of good.
21 years old and she's kind of doing her thing in South Carolina.
Wow, that is great. So with family law, I'm going to get back to that. People usually contact you when do they contact you?
Me, they generally contact when they feel that things are not going well in their marriage and they're trying to decide whether or not they want to file for divorce. And if they file for divorce, they generally want to know, well, what am I going to get out of it? How will my life be after the divorce, if in fact I go through with it?
Well, the reason why I asked you that is because that is kind of connected to kids. Because a lot of times kids, um, school, divorce, it kind of jars a child.
It does. It does if the parents don't handle it correctly. It can definitely have an adverse effect on children. What I try to instruct my clients are if they're going through a divorce with their spouse, that is between them and their spouse. What they need to do is make the children very, very comfortable. No matter what mommy and daddy are going through, we both love you. They shouldn't argue in front of the children. They shouldn't say disparaging things about the other parent in front of the children. So that when these
Because all
children,
that impacts what happens to them in
it does.
school. A lot of young people bring that
That baggage,
yes,
yes, you're
to
right.
school.
They do. And that is not a child's responsibility.
No, it's not.
Children should be able to be children. So the way that I handle my clients is like, look, you two want to act out, okay with me, but don't under any circumstances have that adversely affect your children because it does have a long-term effect. They don't want to be in committed relationships. They don't want to pay attention in school. They're acting out because things are going through their head. And children need to be children and they need to focus while they're in school.
Well, with Burton International, right?
That is correct.
With Burton International, do they have, you said choir robes. Do they have a choir?
Not at this point, but they
Really?
are trying to get a choir, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's one school. It's been a premier school. It was a premier school back in the day.
Yeah.
And I just feel so bad for a lot of the Detroit public schools who've had to suffer through this and through this downturn that's been going on for so long. And,
Right.
it seems like the schools are in a bit of a flux. But if you could have more things that bring children together doing good things like the arts and music,
Right. And it just expands your mind so much.
It
They're so
does.
creative. Like the men that were on before us, these young men are so creative.
aren't they?
And that's just amazing. And when you have the things in school in place that these children can be exposed to things, this is what you get.
Absolutely, absolutely. So they don't have a choir? Do they have anything in the arts over there? Do they have a band?
They have a band. if I'm correct, they have a small band, but the band needs different things. They need
Oh,
instruments.
goodness,
Yes,
instruments, I tell
yes,
you, and instruments run so much.
they are. But I'm hoping that I'm calling on all my friends, all of my
I
dad's
was getting
friends.
ready
Yeah,
to say, yeah,
yeah.
you're calling on them.
Yeah, look, we need stuff. We need stuff for the schools. The schools need us, so we're all in a position to give back, so let's do it.
You know, it would be nice if they could have some artists in residence too. Like maybe one of the musicians, because musicians sometimes come into the schools and they can work with the band kids and stuff on different things
Right,
too, besides their band teachers. It's always good to have someone out who has applied their arts
right,
to their career, you
right.
know.
Dwayne Parham is a good friend of mine. Dwayne is a
He's been on the
saxophonist.
show, right?
Dwayne's a very good person, so if he's watching, he needs to understand that I'm calling him pretty soon because I need his help. I know a couple of drummers who, through my dad, I'm going to call them. They were excellent, and I want children to see this. I want children to see if you apply yourself, this is what you can do. This is what can become of your life. And music gives so much to so many people.
Yes, it does. And from Detroit, you're supposed to be able to do music.
Yes, yes, you
That's
can
just the
sing,
way
you
it
can
is.
dance. The people just take that for granted.
Right, right. That's what you're supposed to be able
Right.
to do. Well, do you have you set up a foundation or?
No, we have not set up a foundation as of yet, but that is definitely coming. That
Okay, because I wanted to know how our audience can help you out with that.
I will get back with you on that because we're definitely setting up a foundation because I can't do it all by myself.
No, you
Yeah,
can't. No,
so
you
I
can't.
need help. So I'm calling on people that I don't even know, friends, family. We all need to give back.
Well, tell me, I guess I didn't ask you specifically, but what made you start thinking about this, doing this and everything?
Honestly, I have been truly, truly blessed. My family is no longer here with me. My entire family's gone. I grew up in an extended home with my grandparents and my parents and my sister and I. My sister's gone, my parents are gone, my grandparents are gone. But in light of that, I have been so very, very blessed. And I remember how happy we were as kids and what brought about that happiness, the music, the laughter in our homes. And I said, you know what? I can't keep feeling sorry for myself. I've got so much to be thankful for, so I want to give back.
I posted a picture on Throwback Thursday, which was yesterday, really,
Okay,
of a marquee of the Motortown Review that had as their acts the Supremes, the Temptations, Marvin Gaye, all of those Motown acts, and it only cost $1.50 for us kids to get in. $1.50, including our own Henry Tyler's brother, Willie Tyler, wait, and Lester.
right.
Yeah,
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 right.
that's who it is. And so all of us kids could go down there and we see homegrown talent,
Yes, we have so much of it.
so much of it, but there are very few ways for the children to let it out and to let it be seen. Now, yesterday on the Thanksgiving parade, we had a middle school band, the first time there was ever a middle school band, and that was Levy Middle School in Southfield.
Great.
Dr. Rita Teague, she's the principal there, and that band was the first band in the history.
That's
And
amazing.
these are young kids. Middle school, they're
Right.
young.
I think they're like 9, 10.
No, they're a little older. They're like 11, 12,
Okay.
13, like that, because 14, you're usually in ninth grade. But that's young.
Yeah, that is very
And they
young.
are excellent. This group is excellent, excellent, excellent. So I am very, very excited about what you're doing because I want to see Burton International out there.
You will. You definitely will. We're going to do a lot of things. We're going to get together, do a mentoring program. It's one of my goals, just to kind of pull people
That's
in.
wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, we just want these kids to be exposed to everything so that they can be the best they can possibly be.
You hear that, everyone, and I would encourage anybody who has a talent or something to give, our schools need it. It's
Yes.
not, Burden International, they're going to, even if you want to pour it into one school, it helps. Or even with some people, maybe they went to one of these schools.
Yes,
And now it's good to always give back to who helped you.
it is. I think we have an obligation to give back because our future depends on our
Oh
young
goodness,
kids.
yes. Yes, it does. It really, really does. I've seen young people who couldn't do certain things in school, but they came to school for the arts. What that
Yes,
had to give them was very, very important, you know.
it's very important.
And, not to say necessarily they're going to get out there and be an artist, but I say, why not? You know, I was a drama teacher, so I put on the big plays and musicals, and I have young people. In fact, I found a photo the other day of me and one of my students, Alex, who graduated in 2000, and on the back of it, he said, Miss Perryman, I'm going to make you real proud of me. And I read that and I said, oh my God, he's in New York. I mean, he has his master's in fine arts. He starred in a movie.
That's
He's
great.
doing all this stuff. And this was when he was in 12th grade. And now he's doing that. And you keep up with various people. Even you think about Coco, the comedian.
Yes,
Coco went to Highland Park here. She was always funny. She was an actress. She wanted to be a comedian, you know, but she's a nurse. But she parlayed her passion into that. And if young people or a lot of people aren't exposed to certain things, they don't know that their passion could lie in the
that is
arts.
so true. That is so true. They don't know that this is what they can be.
This is what they can be. Um, do you mind if I make this announcement?
No,
R.J. Watkins and Henry Tyler present a rebroadcast of the Radio Legends of Motown's Thanksgiving special today at 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. That was on yesterday, everybody. It's a great show, and Donnie Simpson even calls into this show. Watch it on TV 33, Comcast channels 90 and 91, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, streaming on the internet, TV 33 WHPR. I listened to it on 88.1, featuring some of our favorite radio and television personalities. Donnie Simpson, you remember
I
Donnie
do.
Simpson,
I
the
sure
Love
do.
Bug, John Arnold, Wade Briggs, who's Butterball Jr., live interview with Leon Isaac Kennedy. Remember, he started
Yes,
movies.
yes, I
He was
remember.
married to Jane
Yes.
Kennedy. You know, isn't that funny? Because he took her last name. Anyway, that's another thing. In studio guest DJs Ken Bell, the Master Blaster, Billy T, Donna Faye, and DJ Willie Cool. So you can catch that today at 12 noon. But Geno Washington is always. Every time I think of Geno Washington, when I was a little girl, he made a song, Geno is a coward. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him dancing.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. I don't know if he dances much anymore. But anyway, thank you, Lavonne. You are great. I appreciate you. And so many other people need to do what she's doing. She's adopting Burton International School. It's a middle school. It's a great middle school, but can be greater if the arts come into their realm the way it needs to. Isn't that correct?
That is correct. And thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you were great. You were great. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for Table Talk, and we have Mike Bonner, who's going to also come on and tell us a little bit about his show. So we'll see you in just a few minutes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This Thanksgiving, leave the cooking to us and get a delicious fried, smoked, or baked turkey with gravy for just $54.95. Ask about our complete dinner for $4.